All right, greetings, everyone. We are live again. Dynasty Amir, search for Uhuru. Thank you, all of you. Thank you for joining us on this Friday evening. Yeah, Friday. Well, Friday evening here in Atlanta. Guys, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share the content as well. Like, share, and subscribe in no particular order. Just make sure it gets done. Okay, we are approaching 100K subscribers. Let me see where we're at real quick. Let me see where we're at. Let me see where we're at on this subscriber count real quick. Let's see here. We're like 95 and some change, almost 96, something like that. 95 and some change, 96, something like that. Hold on one second. We are at 95,713 subscribers, y'all. So we're almost at 100K. So we will be there soon. We will be there soon. So do that. Also, go to dynastamir.com. Again, go to dynastamir.com. And make sure you share this info with all your friends, your family, your cousins, your uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your brothers, your sisters, your next door neighbor, your teacher, the police officer when he pull you over. Make sure you share the info with them. Without further ado, we got brother Pan-Afrikanism Strikes Back with us today. Today's topic, we're going to be discussing, this is the second father, right, in a month that's been killed protecting his daughters, right? Now, what happened a couple of days ago, father was killed by teen who snuck in home to see underage daughter, right? And let me read this article. A Louisiana father was shot to death earlier this week after confronting an armed teenager who used a ladder to sneak inside his home to visit his underage daughter, according to police. Desmond Hamilton died from multiple gunshot wounds after an apparent shootout with the boy, identified by police as 17-year-old Nicholas McQuarter, who was also wounded but survived. The teen faces charges of second-degree murder, illegal use of a weapon, and illegal possession of a stolen firearm, although he remains hospitalized in critical condition. So, I mean, let's just go ahead and call it for what it is. Dude was messing with the daughter, right? The daughter was messing with dude. Daughter was creeping with the boy to the point where he was sneaking through the window. This time he got caught and was involved in a shootout, and the father was killed, and the boy is in critical condition. And the reason why we're talking about this, right, is because, in my opinion, I hear this: protect Black women by all means necessary. What else? Protect Black women by all means necessary. Black men don't protect Black women. And I feel as if the women who say this, right? The women who say this are the ones who put themselves at risk, right? Make mistakes, put themselves out there. Then you want us to come clean up your mess unconditionally. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson in the chat room. So I'm noticing this common narrative. A woman puts herself in danger knowingly, then wants a man to come and save her, risk his life and save her over the mess that she put herself in. Brandon, where you at?
Man,
Brandon,
I'm here.
Am I missing something, Brandon?
No, man. I literally got my daughter sitting right here.
Okay, okay. So Brandon, you have a daughter, right?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna say, I mean, I don't want to use your daughter as an example, but you're a father, you got a daughter. Okay. Right. Your daughter has 17-year-old Pookie and Ray Ray creeping through the window.
Well, I'll tell you. and we got a little echo. You guys can't hear this fine with me.
No, we're good. You good. I hear you fine.
Okay. So here's the thing. In this very house, I guess we've had that experience before, not us, but family members, right? But the thing, what I want to say is, one, the guy's dead because black men are way too reactionary, right?
Uh-huh.
The thing to do as a father, as a wise man, you hear what's going on in there. I have a friend. I'm gonna give you an example. I have a friend. He's a doctor. He's white. He's a doctor, makes lots of money. The dad said, my daughter snuck a boy in the house. We're just talking about this at jiu-jitsu practice. He's about in his early 50s. He says, man, I'm so pissed off, right? I'm like, what's wrong, man? What's wrong, doc? He's like, my daughter snuck her boyfriend in the house last night, right? And I'm like, so what did you do? And he was like, I didn't do anything. And I'm like, whoa, you didn't do anything? And I'm talking about this dude is a burly, big, strong dude, ex-Navy SEAL, all that. Mm-hmm. He said, I heard him in there last night. He was like, I'm a man. I know what's going on in my house. Every man should know what's going on in his house, period, right? I said, so you didn't bust in and confront the guy? He said, no. He said, I waited. In the morning when he tried to sneak out, I went outside and waited for him to try to come out the window. When he walked out, I told him, I just want to let you know, you have successfully gotten my daughter kicked out of this house and cut off. Then he went and told his daughter, you can pack your things and you can move out, right? And his wife was 100% in support of it, because you can't just react to things. As a father, as a man with a family, you have to measure your reaction. And this brother did not do that, because he had already had, I guess, words with the dude, from what I gathered from the little bit of research I did. They had already had a confrontation prior, right? Oh, so when the guy's coming, he's waiting, right? The guy's probably coming strapped, thinking the dad's probably gonna try to do something. In Louisiana, there's a lot of gun culture too, right? So most people who own a home in Louisiana have a gun and they're not afraid to use it. Most little young dudes are walking around toting guns, thugs, the type of guys who will sneak in your daughter's window. So the job of the dad was not to even say anything to the guy. Your daughter is the one you raised. Why are you trying to engage with someone you didn't raise over something that the person you did raise is doing that they know goes against the rules? You should have just let them do their thing, let her get that little shrimp or whatever she was getting, and let her enjoy it. Let her have a night of ecstasy, and then let her sneak them out. And then at the dinner, and what he should have done is what any husband does: talk to his wife first. Honey, this is what I'm gonna do. This is walk. Let your wife try to convince you why you shouldn't do it. Then do it anyway. And at the breakfast table that morning, he should have just treated her like the adult she wants to be. Dinah, you ever been fired from a job?
No.
Okay. Well, I have.
Okay. All right.
They don't run out on the floor and scream, "You're fired," in the movies. But in reality, what do? They let you go through your whole shift of work. They let you come in the next day. They even let you clock in. Then they say, "Hey, can I speak to you in the office?" You think, I got away with whatever I was doing. I'm good. Maybe they didn't give me a promotion or a raise, right? Bring your ass in there. Here's your pink slip. Here's your suspension. Here's whatever. Sign this for me. And you can go ahead and clock out and go home, right? That's how a father has to be. That's how a husband has to be. You have to be diplomatic in your kingdom, in your castle. You can't be a reactionary dude in your castle, because when you act like that, you're just acting like somebody who ain't never had nothing. And really, you're disrespecting your own house. Shooting up in your house, your wife is there, your daughter's there, your other kids are there. So he was being very feminine in his actions, not saying what his daughter did was right, but I can see why he's dead now, right? It was a lot on him. It's on the daughter ultimately, but it's also on him too, because the way he reacted. Now, on to the daughter. If your daughter is dating some unsavory character, some guy you don't like her being around, here's the thing. I'm not a person who's going to give my kid an ultimatum. I'm a person who raised my kid to be able to weigh the good and bad in a situation, weigh the risk and the reward, and then make a decision based on that. Baby, if you got to sneak this dude through the window at night, clearly he's not the type of man that you feel proud of, right? Because if a woman got a man she could be proud of, I bet you she ain't going to sneak the dude who got a scholarship to Harvard through the window. She going to bring him straight up in the front porch. Dad, this guy went to Harvard. He's going to Harvard. He got a Rhodes Scholarship, and he has a 4.5 GPA. She's going to brag that she was able to get somebody like that, right? And really, she's going to bring them to you like, look, Dad, see, you didn't think I could get nobody good. Here, look. She's going to throw it in your face. And you're going to be amused, but you're going to be proud too. Like, damn, okay, my baby bringing in the good ones, right? So the daughter knew she was not even, I don't think, serious about this dude. This guy was just hitting it, and it probably was her first or 15th time getting some. And she was just like, I just want to satisfy an immediate need. These people weren't in a relationship, because people in a relationship, they'll find places to do little stuff, right? Even we were all young. It don't take much. Nice, you know what I'm talking about. I see that smirk going across your face. You like, shoot, I ain't trying to, even when you're in a relationship with a girl.
But I wasn't sneaking through windows at night. I was coming during the day before the mom and dad came back home from work.
Exactly, because you have respect for yourself and you have respect for the girl. So you was like, I'm not coming in no window when your daddy and mama in the room.
Hell no.
If you own a chick with her dad and mom in the next room, you have no respect for her.
Yeah, no.
I'm married, and me and my wife won't even have sex if her parents are here visiting. You know what I'm saying? We'll literally be like, okay, we're gonna go Holiday Inn or Hilton or something like that. Spend a little $99 or $100, and if we really that hard up, we just go do that. You feel me? Mm-hmm. That's a sign of no respect. And the problem with the woman is she didn't even understand that the dude simply doing what she may have requested for him to do was a sign of disrespect, a sign that she didn't respect herself, right? Because what woman wants to get boned while her dad and mom are in the next room? What person with self-respect? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So it was just an issue of a young girl not respecting herself. And I really do believe that it's a product. She's a product of this radical feminist culture where women feel that freedom, dignity can be sacrificed in the name of quote unquote freedom, right? Because people feel like they should be able to do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. And you can do that. But what it really is like a disingenuous type thing, because if you truly want freedom, you could just move out your mom and dad's house. There's people moving out of their. I left my mom's house when I was 14. Mm-hmm. In Louisiana, they hood out there. People leaving home at 14, 13 all the time, right? So what it really was is she still wanted the financial and economic security of daddy, right? And but she still wants to do whatever she wants to do at the time. And let me tell you this too. I question the dude's wife, the man's wife's moral fibers, because I don't really have to discipline my daughter. My daughter mama get at her about the stuff she do. The only time I have to talk to my daughter is if her mama done told her something. She's getting older. She's big as hell. So my daughter bigger than my wife, right? And my wife probably like, shoot, if I do take off on her, I might not be able to get her. You feel me? So now that she gets older, my wife, she's trained my daughter up to the point where my wife ain't got to do nothing but lower her tone. And my daughter's eyes go like this. She know her mom's not playing with her. So to me, the wife didn't train the daughters the way they should have been trained. Because boys sneaking in the house and all that, that's mama job. Mama rules the house. Daddy is the top dog in the house, but daddy should not have to involve himself with frivolous matters. And boys sneaking in the house is a frivolous matter. And he handled, because men, we go overboard big time, all the time. It's a part of our nature. You ever saw Tarzan? Remember the freaking big gorilla who was the head of the clan? The dude came trapping gorillas. That fool just went off and charged, and the dude shot him and killed him. That's how men are. We go overboard. We got a lot of testosterone, especially when we're dealing with other men. So the mama should have been the one who went in diplomatically. Look, baby, I know what you was doing last night. And if you feel like this is something that you want to do, you need to move up out of your daddy's house, because that's disrespectful to him and me and to your family. Sneaking some dude through the window. You don't know who's looking for this dude. You don't know what this guy's doing when he's not around you. People could be to follow him to your house, home invasion, and we all
right
there. So really, when you break it down, normally I would get on here and just go crazy, women this, women that. But really, it was just showing that even in a married household, there can still be dysfunction when the roles, people are not properly fulfilling their roles, right? And I don't know this man or his wife, but I know the mama, she's really the one to blame, not even so much the daughter, because she didn't train her daughters in a way to where they respected themselves, and also didn't train her daughters in a way where they had deep respect for their father, to the point where they wouldn't even do anything like that, because they would have been thinking about the amount of dishonor and disrespect that they would be bringing on their family. I'll tell my daughter straight up, if this dude ain't got a place for y'all to hump, then you don't need to be humping. You feel me? Because even when I was 15 and stuff, trying to smash, my grandfather, he it was all men, so he didn't care. He like, whatever, just keep it down. This thing was like, don't be too loud. But, no, for real. But yeah. Even when I moved in with my friends, my roommates and stuff in college, I just didn't feel comfortable with 10 dudes in the next room while I'm, messing with my lady, who eventually became my wife. So I would just, go get me a little room. It ain't gotta be the best place. It could be a motel. You feel me? Bring an extra sheet or something and lay it on there and do your thing. You feel me? Back then you get a room $40 a night, $50 a night. So that dude, he just had no respect for her. She didn't really have respect for herself. And that's something that's taught. You know what I'm saying? So maybe dad was working. And one of the things too, bro, I was watching O'Shea Duke Jackson's coverage of this. And one of the things he brought up was the dad's working hard to provide for his family. Raising a family and being the man of your house is not all about providing economically. That's the biggest part, but that's not all it is to be a father. You have to make sure that you're present enough to establish rules in your house on a consistent basis when everybody is young, right? So basically, maybe he was out working all the time and stuff and leaving his wife with his kids. Women are pushovers for their kids 99% of the time, especially if you have more than one kid. So that these women, most of them come from messed up homes. So they're not really adequate or well equipped when it comes to training their children on the deeper things of respect, honor, dignity, all that stuff. So a man has to be present enough to instill those things. And if his wife doesn't know how to do it, then he has to teach the wife to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Guys, hit that like button again. Please hit that like button as you guys come to the chat room. I'm going to read another story to you. This is recent as well. All right, Brandon. Okay, what's going on? Here we go. All right, here we go. Let me read this one to you. The TikTok twins. Boyfriend of one of TikTok stars' famous twins shot and killed their father over argument over twerking and $500K. A horrible chain of events started down in Mobile, Alabama, when the TikTok stars, the famous twins, who are known for twerking, were confronted by their father who did not approve of what they were doing. This is when things became deadly. Police Chief Roy Hodge said the first shootings occurred at about 10:40 p.m. in the 500 block of William Street with an argument that a man named James Walters was having with his two fathers who lived at the address. As the shouting escalated, another man police would not identify tried to intervene. That's when the scene turned deadly. Police said Walters ran toward the other man. The preliminary investigation indicates Mr. Walters produced a firearm, he said. The other individual produced his firearm and shot Mr. Walters in what appears to be self-defense based on the information that we have so far. The story gets worse. Boyfriend of the innocent woman that was accidentally shot, D'Angelo Merrill, later on went to the famous twins' apartment building looking for revenge. But according to interim police chief Roy Hodge, he got revenge on the wrong person. Merrill went back to the apartment complex, kicked down the wrong door, and fatally shot James Jones, a 74-year-old man. Okay, flip the page for news video of this crazy story where some people believe the shooting was over $500K and the twins set up their dad. So you have a father going to discipline his kids. Somebody else gets involved. It's not their business. Father ends up dead.
The dad charged somebody while brandishing a gun. Once again, too reactionary. You disciplining your kids. You know, your kids, listen, first of all, you fucked up initially because if your kids are on the internet shaking their ass, you have no control over them anyway, right?
Well, how do you get back control, Brandon? Like, what do you?
You don't. You don't. You got to start when they're young. Because if they're doing that on the internet now, they're not going to stop. It's like when your kid starts having sex. You already lost because they're not going to stop having sex, bro. They're not. You know what I'm saying? I have someone in my family, once their daughter started messing around when she was 14. You know what her mom did? Took her and got her birth control.
Uh-huh.
She was like, there's nothing I can do. I have to go to work every day. She's not doing it at the house. You feel me? She's doing it at the little boy house. The mama didn't sit up there and be in denial and stuff. My baby's not going to do that. How many kids smoking weed, 15, 16, and they're just like, I just accept it. Because at that point, you've already lost control. You know, when I was younger, you know, my wife didn't work for six years or 7. My wife didn't work for 7 years when my daughter was from the age of 5 to the age of about Samira. I want to say from the age of 5 to my daughter is 12 now. So from the age of like 4 or 3 to the time my daughter was like 11 or 11, because she said, I want to be at home, taking care of my daughter, taking her to school, picking her up and all that stuff. And I was able to support our family during that time financially. So it was all good. But you're not going to be able to come when the kid hits puberty and decides to be a parent. It's not going to happen. That's why you see so many people. Like, I worked at this one job with all these dudes. They were engineers. The dude was like, the lady who was the lead of the company, she quit. And I was like, why are you quitting? She said, because, we have a family. We got 3 small kids, and they're going to enter school, and I want to be there to take care of them. She quit an over $100,000 a year job, Dynas, where she didn't barely even have to show up to work to raise her kids. But because we have a bunch of kids with people that we really shouldn't, because we have a bunch of kids under bad circumstances, or we have a bunch of kids when we're not even financially stable or, whatever ourselves, we're forced to juggle parenting with working, right? So something has to give, and that job has strict rules about attendance, performance, and all that. So who's going to take the loss? Your kids. They're the ones who are going to miss out. So the girl's twerking, he wants to discipline them, right? It's like this. bro, you're just wasting your own time and now you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Because those girls, especially if they're making money off of this, I don't know if the 500K was like insurance money or what, but I don't know why somebody would plot to get somebody murdered in broad daylight unless those girls knew how their father would react and they just counted on him being overly reactionary. And they were like, yeah, he's going to charge you, going to pull out the gun and just lay his ass out. No one knows the details, but I mean, I can't even feel sorry for the guy because if you discipline should be done in private anyway. And really what he should have did, if I was their father, I would have taken them one by one and talked to them. Don't do this because your sister is telling you to do it or vice versa, right? And think about yourself. This stuff is on the internet. You could go, there's no fame in that. You're doing something anybody can do. So it's not like you're going to get rich or famous off of this. But what about when you want to go get a job or you want to go down to the Walgreens and get employed and somebody say, oh, that's the girl shaking her ass on Instagram. You know, you put things in perspective for your kids. That's all you can do and hope that you raise them in a way to where they can see the benefits, the pros and cons of a situation and choose to do the thing that's best and most conducive to success in the long term. If they don't want to do that, they're wasted. Just have some more. I tell men all the time, you can always have more kids. You don't got to blow the bank on this one or two. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to like, oh, this one was a disappointment and everything's lost. Men can have kids forever till they're dead. Maybe it just messed up. Maybe that sperm was mutated or crooked, you know? But you can have more kids, and then your kid who was doing what they want to do will look at your other kids that you raised right, and then they'll say, damn, you know what I'm saying? It's like you could make up for it. I mean, I have friends who did that, you know what I'm saying? They had another kid with somebody else or with their wife or girlfriend, and the first kid came out messed up, and the second kid did well, and vice versa. First kid did well, second kid had makeup. You know, Dinah, do you know why in nature animals usually have more than one kid, one baby?
Why?
Because nature plans on a few of those animals, the babies dying, right?
Right.
Dog have 6 puppies because most pregnancies and births with dogs, you're going to lose 1 or 2. It's very rare that you're going to have all of them survive, right?
Right.
Mama going to roll over on one. One might not get up under the stomach and freeze to death, stuff like that right now. And I feel like everyone should kind of watch like animals giving birth or humans giving birth because you understand how fragile life really is. That's why you have the capacity to have multiple kids. That's why you have the capacity, a dog got the capacity to have 6, 8 kids because everyone is not going to come out and be perfect. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a few bad apples. And you might, and when people go and, oh, I'm a discipline or I'm gonna force my kid to do this and they're 14, 15 years old, what you're trying to do is, you're fighting against the fact that there was maybe something you didn't do right, you know, that led to this kid being how they are. And if you didn't feel that way, you wouldn't feel the need to go react violently and aggressively on them. If you really were like, you ever seen somebody who their kids all messed up and they're like, I did everything I could.
Right.
They're at peace with the situation. But when people react violently and stuff, you know they feel like, damn, there's somewhere where I messed up along the line, right? And it's like at that point, man, it's too late, you know? And you're not perfect because I'm not the type of guy who's about to, if I was sneaking through girls' windows, you know, boning chicks, I'm not going to be reacting to my daughter doing that violently because then I'll empathize with that person. You know, maybe her mama was doing it. Maybe her mama told her a story about it and she thought it was like, you would be surprised.
Simp police.
Oh my God.
I gotta give you the disclaimer.
Oh my God.
I have to give you the Lou Major disclaimer, Simp police. Simp police, unmute yourself.
Man, you know man, you know how it's finna go down, man. Like, you know, let's start off with this right here. First of all, salute to Mr. Prince, Dynast Amir, doing real work in these streets, you know what I'm saying, selling houses to y'all single mothers, you know what I'm saying, out here, you know what I'm saying, they're getting them grants and them government assisted, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to you. Shout out to Mr. Pan-African Strikes Back, you know what I'm saying, with the lovely family and don't forget about the children, you know what I'm saying? But let's get back to the matter at hand about these young.
Simply, let me ask you one question.
Go ahead, my brother.
In my house, I have an alarm system. When you open a window or open a door in my house, anywhere in my house, a voice of some white woman says, bedroom door open, back door open, front door open, announces to me something opened in this house, right? If this guy really didn't want dudes sneaking through his window, why didn't he just get an alarm system that announces when doors and stuff is open? You should have that on your house anyway, so nobody get in and freaking kill you. So you have time to get to your gun. He was slacking. The guy just wasn't covering his bases, man. And now he's dead.
Well, you know, a lot of black people will spend $300,000 on a house, but will feel like a security system is jipping them. You get what I'm saying? They'll put that little. Yeah. See, that's the difference between rooms to go niggas and rent-a-center niggas. See, I got a bunch of family over here in the hood, out Bankhead, excuse me, Donnelly Highway. They want to try to church it up. It's still Bankhead, you know what I'm saying? Whole lot of heroin and goddamn cocaine floating around this bitch. It's Bankhead. But, you know, my cousin can sit up there and spend $30 a week on a washer dryer that don't went through about 23,000 people's hands in a bedroom set, you know what I'm saying, that don't been in about 12 people's houses. So he can pay $30 a week for that with the idea of somebody pulling up a goddamn rent-a-center van to his door threatening. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta watch, because these niggas is shifty, man. These niggas is shifty. But you give that same nigga, which is my cousin, my first cousin, you know what I'm saying? You give him 30 days to pay that money, he ain't gonna come up with that money. You know what I'm saying? But rent-a-center act like they clocking a Glock 40 on the phone, talking about they finna pull up. He'll come up with $30 to do that. That's why you see so many black people in Atlanta can stay at a hotel. They'll get kicked out of every apartment in Atlanta, but they can come up with their hotel fee every weekend. You get what I'm saying? Because it's the immediate threat. Let's go even further. Let's talk about these niggas in religion real quick. You know what I'm saying? If it was an immediate reaction to your religion that you claim, you know what I'm saying, almighty white Jesus and goddamn Prophet Muhammad with all his swag. You get what I'm saying? Or hell Buddha, roll Buddha fat ass stomach. You know what I'm saying? If it was an immediate reaction, if you said on God and you turned into a goddamn frog if you was lying, that's the only thing that make niggas react to something. You get what I'm saying? See, one thing about black people, we play with religion and play with it, and we feel like if it ain't no consequences and repercussion, we'll just start using it. We'll be like, God damn, it ain't no immediate reaction to what I'm doing, but I can use religion against another black person. Because see, you can get 5 black people and 3 black people is scatter religion and 2 people are using it. It's just a scamming technique. But let's get back to the lesson at hand, because you know what I'm saying, you don't want to get off track because these niggas are extra shifty. Hence the point of the chick down there in New Orleans. First of all, she's 14 years old. Automatic, that's statutory rape. You get what I'm saying? Even backwood.
Even the boy is 17?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. 17 you get tried as adult. You know what I'm saying?
But
17.
I don't think he was charged with statutory rape though.
No. The thing about it is, the murder charge is gonna override that. See what I'm saying? Like, that's how it is. If you're gonna get charged with 2 things, say for instance you do a bank robbery and you broke into a convenience store, they're not gonna, if they got enough evidence on the bank robbery, which is federal, they ain't gonna even charge you on the little petty state crime. You know what I'm saying? A list. But what I'm saying is, it's still, he's 17, and that's statutory. It's statutory rape. You get what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that dad knew she been busting that young box open. You get what I'm saying? This ain't no first time. She ain't no first time offender. You get what I'm saying? So if she's sneaking them in like that, that means that they have choreographed their sexual episode to the point that they can oh damn, I almost said the F word, that they can bust it open, keep it quiet, and go on to the next morning. This ain't the first time. So now let's talk about what Brandon was talking about, as far as black men being extra. See, it's always a black man talking about what he'll do about his sisters. A black man will kill about his sisters, his mamas, his favorite cousin that he like, some chick that he used to mess with that he don't got cool with her daughter. You know what I'm saying? A black man sit up here talking about he'll kill about 8 different females. See, the problem is that this is how we're taught by single black women. Single black women raise men up like this. You get what I'm saying? See, I was raised up in the alleyway with the pimps and the hustlers. And I was taught at an early age that if anything, the woman better jump in front of the bullet. You get what I'm saying? It's more females than it is men. You know, it's no way in the world I will trick myself off the street by a random chick with strangers have from other countries. You get what I'm saying? But you got dudes out here will go on a date with a female because she fitting them leggings. You know what I'm saying? And you don't been watching her ass walk around the movie theater all day, and now you don't left the shark bar, and if somebody else try to get at her, you'll risk your life knowing you got 12 kids, you know what I'm saying, about 18 baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? And that chick that you're going to fight for and kill for just for some cheap cootie kente, and believe me, y'all, don't sit up there and let nobody fool you. Black pussy is cheap these days. You get what I'm saying? You can go on List Alligator, Escort. They still got them. They got them back shit. Those backdoor back. They got them backdoor back pages called Alligator. It's called Escort Alligators right here in Atlanta. They got it all over in every major city. Whatever, you can go over there and buy you some cheap. You can go over there and buy you some cheap cookie kente. But some of these suckers that sit up there and be like, you know what? I stayed on the phone with her for 4 hours. I sent her $30 cash app. I paid a metro bill and everything. And now I'm finna get the bet. You could have got the same bet for $40 to $60 for 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's all you're gonna last anyway, unless you're gonna do by 15, 20 minutes of oral sex. You know what I'm saying? You would have licked that box. But this is what's going on. So you got these dudes that's like, I'll kill or whatever. Now this to bring that to the point of this situation. I had my homeboy that shot a dude about his sister. You get what I'm saying? Now, the funny part is that he called home. Now I'm locked up with him. I'm locked up too. He called his house, and the same dude he shot about his sister is answering the phone. You know what I'm saying? Because of the simple reason that if he goddamn long stroke Jamar Quavius, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter what type of fighting and bucking they did. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna die about dick because black females are hypersexual and black men think getting some pussy is like winning a prize. I can talk to all my homeboys right here. We all owner operators making money. And I'll be like, dog, what you gonna do today? I'm gonna get some pussy. Man, what you did while you was at home this weekend, man? You know I got some pussy. I'm like, dog, we sit up here and think like getting some cheap pussy is some type of claim to fame or something, to the point that you will kill somebody else about it. And all these fine chicks, not just in Atlanta, all over America. And that's the one thing about it. Black women, their bodies, you know, their face be kind of hurt. They be looking like one of them chicks from Nigeria up there in the mountains or something. But, you know, as far as neck down, we got some diamonds in the community. Because some of these chicks, you know what I'm saying, look like a dude that I used to play on goddamn the Bantam League Bears with, you know what I'm saying, back when I was 12 or 13, you know what I'm saying? Look like they playing defensive end on the front four or standing up. You get what I'm saying? Some of these chicks are built up like Jerome Bettis. And they're just for real. You know what I'm saying? But this is what these black men are taught at a young age, to sit up there and risk your life. But see, I blame that, just like Brandon said. I have to blame the men for this, because if men don't understand that it's more women than it is men, why the hell would you risk your life? You get what I'm saying? Now, this is the thing. When I got out of jail, because I got out of jail first, because this nigga that don't shot somebody, He was trying to tell me, hey man, we from the west side, you know what I'm saying? We from the west side, dog. This on C. And I believe me, I was never in a gang, but you stay in a neighborhood, you get affiliated. He like, man, this on the blue, this on the C, or whatever. He like, man, somebody else met with my sister, man. I'm like, bro, if anything, I'm gonna record it and put it all the way out there. I'm not gonna risk my life about your sister. I don't give a damn how many free plates of food she don't gave me. You get what I'm saying? But this is how black men think. You know what I'm saying? This is how they grow up and think. It's a black man will trick himself off the street just because a female let them live over there in a government assisted apartments using on their welfare check, peach card, or whatever the fuck. This is what goes on, and I'm telling you, that 17-year-old boy that goes on in Atlanta, the same things that goes in New Orleans, that boy probably was homeless or something, and he probably just going over there to sleep or whatever, because it don't say nothing about anything sexual going on. You get what I'm saying? And then the story that I heard, that the dad didn't like the boy anyway, so that means that they already had some type of confrontation. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the first story. Now you go down there in Alabama with the little twerking sister. See, I think y'all got that story wrong. The dad knew about the sister. If you go into watching their YouTube video, he was in some of the videos. So he knew them big booger wolf, Stacey Abrams, fat neck chicks in some boy shorts and some leggings, dancing all on top of cars, you know what I'm saying, heating up that box with them rented car motors, you know what I'm saying, with them 450 engines in it. He knew what was going on. He got into it with one of the twins' boyfriend. You get what I'm saying? And that boyfriend shot the dad and shot some other people, and then the other girl boyfriend was looking for the other dude, and when he kicked in the door and shot somebody, the dad knew about it. You get what I'm saying? And just like Brandon said, you can't stop these little super ultra mega thoughts when they want to bust that box open. You know what I'm saying? But it's the point of, we want to try to always regulate a female's pussy for whatever reason. This is what black men do. We want to regulate a female's pussy. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to give it to whoever she wants to give it to. And you're going to look like a super damn duck trying to fight people that don't give a fuck. The dudes that's fucking with them, they just going to bust off in them a few times and they going to move to the next. And you're going to spend your whole life not liking another brother. And after you go to jail or go to prison or die, that chick right back to the next buster from Augusta, and she hoping she can find another simp that'll be pussy whipped and that'll die by some goddamn cheap pussy. That's how I started off.
That's smart. That was nice. That was a nice little soliloquy. No, I'm just joking.
Hey, guys, make sure you hit that like button again, please. As you come into the chat room, hit that like button, hit the like button. Or go ahead, go ahead, Brandon.
I have to commend Hustle Smart for his unique ability to basically explain every single problem in the black community, in one exchange. That was, I mean, you're right. And some people, they might be hurt by the delivery and stuff, but it's the reality. You remember that movie, Love and Basketball Dynasty?
Yeah.
Remember Omar Epps' parents start arguing and shit? He go sneak through the window, girl room, and go sleep on the floor, right?
Right.
See, rich motherfuckers don't care about stuff like that. I'm gonna be real with you. Rich people, they kids have a dude, they don't have a dude in the house. They don't even care. Because at the end of the day, rich people understand something. I'm not about to jeopardize all I got because this girl not want to give up her box, right? Mm-hmm. The dad, how is a grown-ass man going? The problem is, it was his ego that got hurt. He didn't even care about the daughter getting boned. He cared about the fact that this dude had the audacity to sneak through his window, even though he had the audacity to get a house but not put an alarm that lets you know when a door or window is open on your whole house. And that's why I said the father was way too reactionary, because there's ways to prevent stuff like that from happening. If you got raccoons coming in down your chimney at nighttime, you don't go and get a shotgun and sit at the chimney and shoot the raccoons as they come down the hole. You just go put a screen on there so they can't go through. There's always a smarter way to do things. But these niggas are so emotional, they don't even want to do the smart way. And the wife, she probably sat there hoping that he killed the dude so that she wouldn't be exposed for being a horrible mother, right? She wouldn't have to, you know, because me, I'm gonna turn and look at my wife with the stupid face, like, yeah, our daughters are doing what? Like, and why do they feel like this is okay? And they mom up in here laid up all day. No, you know, get my house in order. These dudes don't, you know, a lot of black men get with a woman, they don't hold her accountable for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You holding your daughter more accountable than your damn wife. Your wife, listen, at the end of the day, if it's that bad and your broke ass don't want to get an alarm system, this is what I was telling my wife, well, you're going to be sleeping in the room with her until we get this ADT or she understands that it's not okay to sneak boys. Look, you abuse your room. There's so many ways, Dynas, this dude could have dealt with this to make it point. He could have been like, okay, you got to sleep on the couch from now because you're not responsible enough to have a room. You know what I'm saying? You can do things like that. You know, I tell my daughter, clean your damn room before you don't have a room. And she go ahead and clean it up. But I only say that after her mama done told her 5 times. And when her mama get pissed off and get ready to knock her out, then I'll intervene like, no, it's cool. Clean your damn room. You know, I'm going to come up there and check. But we just have to, you know, it's not even a tragedy, man. Black dudes, black men are tragic. We're like, you know how like a movie can be like a tragedy? We're living a tragic movie because we can't get control of our emotions enough to actually make change. Like I got this, I posted one time on my channel. Stop trying to prove shit and start improving shit. Just look at this problem and say, what's the solution? The guy looked at the problem and got so engulfed in the problem that he couldn't even stop to think about a real solution. And that was the error on his part. Now he's dead. You can't be out here fighting with these young dudes. These young dudes, especially in Louisiana, bro. Them dudes is ready to shoot. They ready to kill. You really was like, yo, I'm going to go in here and whoever's quicker. The dad probably went in there with the gun and hesitated because he just was trying to scare the dude. Didn't even think he was going to come out with a gun and kill him. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no dad trying to murder nobody in his house, right? I don't think. But, oh yeah, and my wife wants to come on.
Come on, wifey. Come on.
But so you know, Dynas, it makes no damn sense. That's the tragedy of this whole situation. Like, it makes no sense that this dude had to literally die because, you know, he couldn't control himself. You know, and I urge all black men, learn to exercise restraint and learn to exercise self-control, because if you don't, you know, it can cost you your life, man. It can cost you your life. But yeah, and the daughter, let me tell you the reality. One thing a man has to know is that people are like, oh, his daughter got to live with that her whole life. Man, these women don't give a shit about you.
They don't give a fuck.
Man, listen, I don't care if it's your daughter, your wife. Listen, they will forget you in about 3 to 5 years, if that. You know what I'm saying? And once you realize that, you're going to operate totally differently. You got to understand, in your house, you can either look like a fucking simp or you can look like a godlike figure. You feel me? You can be larger than life to them if you carry yourself in that way. You know what I'm saying? In that way. But if you carry yourself like a peasant who has no self-control, then they're gonna look at you like that. And then you know what his wife gonna do now? Wife gonna go start sneaking through the back window, because now she back on the date market. Her and the daughter gonna be boning dudes side by side in the room next door. You know what I'm saying? She might let the little gangbanger beat it up. You feel me? Because that's the nature of women. When men conquer kingdoms, did the women say, no, we're not gonna have babies by you guys because you guys killed all our husbands? No, they fell right on in and got impregnated by them dudes, had the babies, loved them, raised them up, and this dude then died in the grave defending your ass, right? And now you got a baby by the dude who killed him, and now you like, yeah, I gotta love my kid because he's a part of this new empire. You can't blame him. You can't blame him, because back in the day, if that dude came challenge you to be the chief of the tribe or whatever, you would have to go ahead and do your thing. So I just don't look at it as any different. Like, you could talk about statutory rape and everything like that, but once a woman has a period, that's nature saying she's ready to reproduce. That means, I'm not saying it's okay to sleep with a 14-year-old kid, but what I'm saying is at that point, she's going to start having sexual urges. You feel me? So she's going to start acting on those urges. You see what I'm saying? Whether she touch herself or something like that, or if there's a man around, it's just pheromones. You know what I'm saying? The little boy from the football team, he's sweating and all that, and oh my God, he's so sexy. Like, that's the way it is. But the law in Louisiana is if the person is over 4 years older than you and y'all both under 18, then it's considered a crime. But in the United States and Louisiana, any sexual act by minors, even if they're both 14, is technically illegal. You could literally go to jail for that. So if you got a boy who's 14 and a girl's 14, they both technically could go to jail because that is illegal. But if the boy is 17 and the girl's 14, he's only 3 years older than her, so it's not illegal. Now, if he turns 18 and it's proven that they had a relationship, a consensual relationship before he turned 18, then there's certain stipulations and things that there's certain concessions they make for that type of situation. Because you got to think, when you're 14, you're in the 9th grade. When you're 17, you're in the 12th grade. So y'all are pushed into the same environment, so there's naturally going to be attraction there. So they pushing y'all together in one space. So y'all still in the same age range, right? And I know when I was in high school, them little fast-ass girls, it was even hard to get a piece of all them girls have boyfriends that was 30 and 27 and dudes picking them up in Ferraris and shit, and they got the news stories. You sitting there looking down at Chuck Taylor's like, damn, and looking at her hopping in a freaking Camaro, you know, and you just like, who is that? Oh, that's my boyfriend. And you like, damn, the nigga look about 50. I thought it was your daddy. But
where are they at now?
Well, you married me.
I wasn't out here hopping in no 30 plus man's car.
Allegedly.
All those girls that was doing that, what they doing now? So
they looking bad.
They out there on Figaro.
No, they in my inbox talking about your wife mind if you have another wife. Now she obese with 2 stomachs, and now she trying to come hollering in the inbox.
Brandon, let me tell you, man, 14 is statutory. It's like this in the South. You have to have, if you're young, now if the law is in the South, in New Orleans, in Atlanta, it's the same. Now, if you're underage, like if she was 15, it can be with parent consent, but 14 is statutory. It doesn't matter about the 3 age gap. Now, I don't read that law that you're talking about, but that's if he was 16. You get what I'm saying? See, once 17, you can be tried as, you know, it's no juvenile no more. You got to read the law good. The law is between 2 juveniles that's 3 years apart. But once he turns 17 in Georgia, New Orleans, Alabama, and Mississippi, it's statutory if she's under 15. You get what I'm saying? If she's 14, it's statutory no matter if the parent consent. But if she's 15 or 16, it can be with parent consent. But the thing about it, it does not matter, because the thing about it, these 14-year-old chicks looking like they 34. I'm trying to tell you, when I used to pull up to my daughter's school, these little young up-and-coming twerk monkeys running up to the car in 6-inch heels on, leggings with no drawers on. You know what I'm saying? They're not scared. You get what I'm saying? They sit back watching.
You can't wear
right up in your,
you can't wear granny panties with leggings. That's so smart.
You can't. I guess it's some type of super ultra mega thought Bible law or something. You know what I'm saying? This is just what they do, and it's accepted. But see, the thing about it is, it's just like y'all say. See, most of the time, the mamas will. You know, I'm not gonna say all. Most of the moms will agree with stuff like that. See, the thing about it with me and my daughter, she knows that I'm not gonna run up behind nobody that's doing no shit like that, because I ain't gonna trick myself off the street. I never forget my first wife. She's from Trinidad, and let me give y'all a little side note. I don't date American black women. If she ain't foreign, she boring. You know what I'm saying? I ain't messing with none of these United States, Star Spangled Banner hood rats. I ain't doing it. But my first wife, she was from Trinidad, and me and her had this conversation, and she thought that I was cold-hearted. And she was like, well, if I get pregnant and it's a complication and you can save one of us, which one would you save? She said, I want you to save the child. I'm like, I'm not saving that child. I got plenty of kids up under my balls, or wherever the goddamn sack come from. You get what I'm saying? I can make plenty of kids. Matter of fact, I like to practice, but I don't want to deal with this child and the mama dead, and I ain't even got patience. I've been on put the child in the bathtub. I'm just joking, y'all. But you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that I'm not gonna. I would raise up more kids than I would produce more kids, because you can always produce more kids. Go ahead, my brother.
Hey, I got a rule, man. If she got a stretch mark, I don't want her. So I think that's a good rule. For real. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, every woman I ever saw acting crazy had stretch marks, bro. And every woman that I saw that was like a real good woman didn't have no stretch marks, bro. I don't know what it is. Like, not like if she got stretch marks, she's probably bad for business, dude. And if you live by that rule, because if she don't even got discipline to rub cocoa butter on her stomach to avoid getting stretch marks, she's not disciplined enough to be a wife. And if she's like my wife,
I didn't rub nothing on my stomach.
No, I know she's lazy. But look,
well, some females got that snapback. Hey, Brandon, see your wife, she tuned her own horn because she got that snapback body, probably. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
so
bro,
she can tune her own horn.
I thought it was only celebrities. I didn't know, because all the women in my family is they dysfunctional, right? They all got stretch marks all over. When my wife had my daughter and was big as a house, and she didn't get a single stretch mark, no pregnancy belly, nothing. I was like, you're like a demon or something, because nobody's body goes right back to the way it was after being so big, right? But then I realized it. Like, I think that's God's way of punishing these chicks for just being ridiculous. Like, we're going to just put the mark of shame on you for life, because deep down inside, God reads the heart and he knows that you're evil. So, like, I just said that.
You are nothing for that. Stretch marks come from all different things on females.
Oh, God.
You don't got no stretch marks, and every nice woman I've ever
I think I don't have stretch marks because when I was a kid, I was fat. And then,
fat people get stretch marks.
Yeah, fat people got them.
I know, but my skin just like, I grew taller, I guess, and
You're an angel. That's why. Stretch marks are the mark of the beast. No, but you go ahead, Ryan. We gonna just talk too much if you don't say nothing.
I mean, I was listening to a little bit of what you guys were saying, and number one thing we gotta realize is that as women, we probably should stop trying to involve everybody in our relationships. Like, if y'all gonna sneak around, we don't know the girl's home life, but if you're gonna sneak around, then maybe you should have snuck around to his house or sneak around, to the park or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about bringing it to the house. And then on top of that, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you guys talking about that guy had a gun and daddy had a gun. So it's just like, you already putting us in danger regardless. You got to be watching out who you even messing with, like a regular dude that you met at school, probably would have been a better option than whoever that was, because you basically bringing a gangbanger over to the house. So we don't know what could have transpired, period, dating that person. So we just, as women, we got to women, girls, we need to make better choices on who we pick and bring to the crib.
Hey, why didn't she just sneak the dude to the house during school hours like every other normal girl?
That part. That's what I'm saying. But like I said, this guy, if he had a piece on him, that wasn't good company at that age,
Shut up, Brian. You used to date me and I carried a gun everywhere I went.
What do that have to do with
We went
when
to the-
somebody's
we went to
14
the
years
movies
old?
with your parents and I was packing.
You were a grown man at that time.
Yeah, that's true.
And me,
you know what?
Hey, real quick, me personally, Brandon, I like the stretch marks on the side of the booty, like the side, like right
Hey,
there.
Dinus, you know what? Brandon over here, I don't have stretch marks on my stomach,
You don't have
but I do have little ones. I do have little ones on my butt. So, but you can't see them good. You can't see them good.
Lying to you.
I like the stretch
You can't
marks on
see
the
them.
booty.
You can't see them, but they was there.
I got
stretch marks.
You can't see them. That's what type of sense do that make? I got stretch marks, but you can't see them.
Think about it like this. Think about it like this, Brandon. Dinus likes the chick that look like the blinds. You know, like the blinds that come in the apartment when you first get them cheap blinds, them cheap blinds on the side or the waist. That's the ones he like. Look like some ghetto ladders, man. Some little small ladders like that,
I
man.
I don't got those.
No.
Dinus be checking for him at the Kroger. That's why he still shop at the Kroger.
Yeah. I like the stretch marks on the side of the booty.
You know you can order groceries online and get them delivered to your front door. You still going to Kroger?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Brandon, see the thing about the thing about in Atlanta, and that I know Dinus know this by now. By staying here in the South, we have what you call a lot of young black men are homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, homeless not far as not begging on the street, but they either living in the trap or they living, you know what I'm saying, something like that. So there is a lot of homelessness in young black men. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of chicks, you know what I'm saying, meet these guys. These guys ain't bad guys. You get what I'm saying? But a chick that's 14, she don't want no dude that's in her school. She wants an older dude that ain't in school. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they do it for protection, because when you living in a major city, gang culture is prevalent. You know what I'm saying? Just like in Atlanta. So we cannot deny that if you're 14, your mind is not where it's at. And if a female got her head on her shoulder at 14, she's not even operating in that scene anyway. You know what I'm saying? This just a young chick that's, red beans and rice thick at 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? And then she's been doing it. And then y'all always ask like why they couldn't go to a hotel and why they ain't been to the park. They already don't best boxes at the park. They already don't did it in the car. They already don't did it at the room. That's cheap way. See, after you don't bang the chick up 4 or 5 times, now you're trying to find the cheapest way to get that coot to Kente. See, in the beginning, you'll spend a couple of dollars, Dinus. You get what I'm saying? You'll spend a couple of dollars. You might even take her to the to the Marriott or the Hilton, like Brandon say. But after 4 or 5 times, now y'all at the Econo Lodge. Now y'all at the Super 8. Now y'all at the Budget Tail. Now you'll take that chick over there to Moreland Avenue. You'll take that chick over there to Moreland Avenue and pay $6 to watch 2 movies and bang her up in the parking lot. The more you bang a chick up, the cheaper that y'all try to have sex. The cheaper the price is of how much y'all will spend to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will have sex anywhere. So I'm telling you, it's a homeless culture. It's a homeless culture in the South.
But Hustle Spark, let me tell you this though. I agree with the point you made in the beginning when you said that the dude probably just didn't have no place to stay, right? Because, I don't think nobody wants to do it with their daddy in the next room, right? Especially if there's a chance he could catch you coming through the window, right? So the dude probably was homeless, didn't know where to stay. Now, why wouldn't you raise your kids in a way? Because a lot of black men, and I'm going to be real about this, Dinus, because I'm black. And a lot of black fathers do think they run their household the wrong way, and they make it to where their children are afraid to approach them, right? Now, if my daughter had a little boy she dated, she liked or whatever, and maybe the dude don't got nowhere to stay or something, I would like to think my daughter would come to me. Well, she would, because she has no choice. The windows tell you when they get open. But I would like to think my daughter's comfortable enough to tell me, hey, Dad, my friend, he's homeless. Can he spend the night on the couch or whatever? And you know what I'm saying? Till tomorrow or till he figure out what he's gonna do. That would be okay. Hey man, take the couch, whatever, right? But the way the guys reacted to that situation, I could already tell the guy had such a bad temper and was so reactionary. I believe his daughter was probably afraid to even tell him, like, yo, my boyfriend is homeless. Can he sleep on the couch or something like that? See, that's why when you're a husband and a father, you have to be very diplomatic and level-headed. I like to think like you got to be like Jean-Luc Picard off of Star Trek. You just got to be a guy who's always open to people approaching you and you're not flying off the handle. Because if you act like an abrasive Negro to your kids, they'll just stop asking you. And then they'll start just saying it's better to ask for forgiveness forgiveness than permission. And you don't want that type of culture in your house, because then things go bad. And then it's like, well, I didn't tell you because I didn't feel like I come to you without you getting angry, right? So I just don't blame this dude's, like, I blame the wife and I blame the dad, right? The daughter, she's just ignorant. 14-year-old dumb kid who's just, God knows why she had to do no one even said that they ever had sex before. You see what I'm saying?
That's my whole point.
You don't even know if they've ever done it. But these women, it's kind of in their nature to help a man that they have affection for in his time of need. That's a woman's nature. So you can't really go in on her. You can just say, girl, you're supposed to be an adult. You acted like a 17-year-old kid and you got the results of a 17-year-old kid. You got shot. Nigga, like, your life ain't worth more. Like, going in and intimidating this dude is worth your life. I would have just walked in like, hey, can I just talk to you for a minute? I want to talk to you and you. Come sit on the couch right now. At the end of the day, if the dude's like, I ain't talking to nobody, well, then your daughter can see this guy's disrespectful. He doesn't respect my dad. He doesn't respect my house. So, hey, she'll see him for what he is. But I just think, like, even gangbangers, Dynast, you know, I was a gangbanger. And we still had a lot of respect. You know, when I met my wife, I went in the house, I met her parents, and I was gangbanging, and I went and sat at the table, and we ate dinner, and I told her mom the rice was bland, and it didn't taste like you know, but her mom was a great cook, but she just messed up on that rice that day, and I had to give her my honest opinion. But I sat down with the dad, and we talked, and, you know, all that type of stuff. And then we had disagreements, but we were able to have respectful conversations to resolve those agreements. I mean, it got to the point where, you know, her parents were pissed off sometimes at me, but I always kept it respectful. So I don't think this kid is just like a disrespectful hooligan, and this girl, you know, she just literally just bringing anybody down around her parents. That would be us saying that Black parents are not dysfunctional sometimes. And that's not honest. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that it could have been handled better. And I think the dad is the man. It's on him to keep the situation at a level to where nobody gets hurt. Because at the end of the day, you're responsible for everybody's safety, being the older man in the equation. And I just think he lost sight of that, and it cost him his life, unfortunately.
Okay, but check it out though. Go ahead, Mr. Dynast.
No. Please, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Okay, listen. This is the thing now. See, once that dad got all belligerent, and you talking about testosterone, I'm thinking there's some estrogen popping off, some gel, you know, something going on, because, you know, once he died, or even if he would have shot the dude, because I think the boy he's in intensive care or something now. So even if he would have killed the boy, if it would have been the other way around, the dad still would have went to jail, because you can't claim, even though New Orleans definitely got stand your ground, he cannot be charged as a night burglar because the daughter let him in. You get what I'm saying? So that means that the dad would have went to jail regardless. So Dinah, check it out. If the dad would have went to jail then who's gonna who gonna protect your daughter now for the next of her next 8 years of when everything finna get discombobulated, with everything getting thrown at her teenage years. You know what I'm saying? Her going out right after 18. So everything changes. So black men, you know what I'm saying? Men, we got to realize that we cannot go off this propaganda what your mama them said, your auntie them said, your grandma them said. You know what I'm saying? Talking about you got to protect everybody in your family. See, in my family, it's 70-30. You get what I'm saying? It's 70% women and 30% boys. So it's like with everybody that had 3 or 4 kids, it was like 1 boy out of 2 girls, 1 boy out of 3 girls. You know what I'm saying? Now I just so happen to be from a logical type family that, you know what I'm saying, my sister didn't want to see me getting tricked off the streets. You know what I'm saying? So either they kept it to themselves or they didn't bring it around, because we all go with the numbers, but a lot of times in the black community, we know everything. We got all this Jesus and all this hallelujah, but we don't have basic logic when it comes to numbers. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to finances, we at 0.1%, but we thinking that we going somewhere. Like it's a trend. What trend do we got, Dynas? As a black community as a whole, we at 0.1%. What the little individual success stories does nothing to move the needle at 0.1%, and that's what they keep pumping out the black people. You know what I'm saying? These feel good stories. So you got the mama them and the auntie them and the grandmama them getting you to think that you got to go out there and hit this block. You got to sell this dope. You know what I'm saying? You got to move this work. You got to put all robbing so you can bring money home to your mama. You know what I'm saying? You want to put your mom up in the house. You know what I'm saying? You want to do all this stuff. You go out here and risk penitentiary chances and risk your life about a female, and it starts at home. You get what I'm saying? And black men, it has been tricking themselves off the street. I was always taught that, you know what I'm saying? I was always taught that you don't make an emotional decision when you're mad. You know what I'm saying? I was always taught if you still feel that way after you ate a good meal, took a good shower, then you make that decision. But as black men, we're so emotional because we're raised up by female. See, a female, she can act all wild. She can act all wild and everything. You know, the police might buck up to a little bit. A female got to damn near try to bite the police officer, like in that video you did for a police to do something to her. You know what I'm saying? But a black man, he get to waving his hands around, rolling his neck, and want to try to explain to himself he's not going to get the same reaction. But that is taught from the house. So some of these black men don't mind being a hashtag. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, his daughter put the hashtag on her Instagram while she's sitting up there taking pictures and some draws. You get what I'm saying? Talk about nobody don't love her, and this, you know, this the only man she ever loved in her life. Believe me, she's gonna use that shit to her advantage.
Hustle smart. We just literally look at this person, afros and afro shit. Brandon, but you don't know how he came at him. Our women, they got that mindset. Oh, if someone comes at you, you gotta react like this. It don't matter if it's good for you or if it's advantageous for your family. You gotta respond this way because that's how a lot of women are. But hustle smart. We had somebody in Long Beach, California. It's this girl. She's always fronting on Facebook. Her boyfriend's a deadbeat. The guy's always in and out of jail. He's from a local gang around here. But she has the work, just females though. She don't got the dudes convinced. She has all these females on Facebook convinced that this guy, even though he has no job, he's always in and out of jail, is somehow taking care of her family, and he got money and all this stuff. She's not married to him, but she has 3 kids. She has 1 kid, and she she's pregnant with twins by him right now. She might have delivered. She got all these dumbass women on Facebook convinced that this dude is just the perfect guy, and he takes care of her family, and they're taking Christmas photos and all this. Meanwhile, you know, I see the dude at the gym all the time with his little side chicks and stuff, but you know, I ain't no hater, right? But the thing is this dude ended up getting her dad killed.
Oh, wow.
Listen, this chick used to post on Facebook, oh, I'm not with him because I need him. I'm with him because I want him. And I don't need a man. I'm independent. And I'm this. I mean, she would just be saying all this stuff to where you would think, why would any man be with a woman who talks about him and other men like this, right? But then you realize when the dude got her daddy killed, this dude didn't give a shit about her ever. So he never commented on that she posted. She never even did anything on social media with her. Of course, she would take her business to the streets. She'd be on social media talking about, oh, these girls are making fake accounts and they're in my inbox talking about my boyfriend is using them. The guy was like a little pimp too, but she just was in the top, right? Yeah. So the guy, apparently they got into it. She admits she hit the dude first. He hit her back. Her mama and daddy go to this dude's house to confront him. One of the dude's friends come out the house, shoot the daddy, shoot the mama, kill the dad. The dad dies, right? The dad gets shot, goes to the hospital. 6 days later, he dies. The mama got shot up. She was in critical condition, but she lived. Do you know this dog mouth hoe got on social media? And bro, this had to be the biggest lie ever. This dude is in critical condition. And my wife can confirm this story is true too. This dude is in critical condition. Do you know she has the audacity to get on social media in 2 months after the daddy died, right? And say, well, my dad said his last words to me were, if he had to do it all over again, he would. I'm like, I'm not laughing. No, it's funny because she lied. And let me tell you how many no good.
It's funny because it's sick. That was an uncomfortable laugh.
Hey, Ryan, am I lying about this story or am I telling the truth?
No. When you told me about it, and I was just like, what is wrong with us?
My wife used to be like, why are you even looking at this chick's Facebook post? I used to just be like, because this chick is sick, like mentally. Got her daddy killed, bro. And she went and dry snitched the whole situation on Facebook, right? In the long ass essays she was posting every 5 minutes on Facebook, right, Dynast? She was still making excuses for the boyfriend who got the daddy killed, talking about, well, he wasn't the trigger man, and I don't think he really intended, bro. But look, but in the story she was telling, talking about when the boyfriend was getting handcuffed, she looked at him and he just smirked and told her, I told you don't ever send nobody to my house. Like that. So clearly she was like, because we know her since we was little. So she was the type of chick, if she's dating you, you do something she don't like, she would go get some dudes who was like from this local gang that her brother and everybody was from to come and try to press you. But she never did that to him because this dude like, I'm a shooter too. The dude smirks at her and tells her, I told you don't ever send nobody to my house. And the dude who did the shooting told her, he didn't tell the police, well, he told her that that the boy who's her baby daddy told him to come out and shoot the dad and mom and said, you ain't got no prior offenses. They most likely got a gun, or if you shoot them, you ain't gonna do no time. How can a woman get her mama and daddy shot up to the point where her dad dies, but still making excuses to be with this dude, to be with this guy, trying to leave an opening for her to go be with this guy? That just tells you. And let me tell you, this was the worst part. The men, we don't comment on that stuff. You got a bunch of women in there. Oh, well, girl, he didn't shoot your parents, so you got to raise those kids. And I truly don't think he meant for them to get hurt. And that, ooh, girl, yeah, like they were the ones egging her on when she was saying the dumb shit, making the dude to be something he wasn't. Now they're in there excusing her again after she got her parents shot up and her daddy killed. Like, there's no accountability for women. And that's not me saying we need to hold women accountable. Like, I love Kevin Samuels, but the one thing I understand.
Yes, we do need to hold women accountable.
What?
Y'all, we do need to hold women accountable. The thing is this, is that even with you guys will say one thing about women and then the next thing won't hold us accountable. It's like, dang, hold us accountable all the time, because there are some of us women that's gonna hold y'all accountable all the time.
Man,
like today is cool.
It's the
Tomorrow
opposite.
is not cool.
Women only
it's the opposite.
the only women hold accountable are the men who have the audacity to try to stand up to them. If it's her
Exactly.
Pookie and Ray Ray, he can't do no wrong. He can't do no wrong. Listen, it is impossible to hold women accountable, especially black women, because even if another woman tries to hold them accountable, they will turn on her. She becomes a black women in America, good women who are married, raising families, say like you, Ryan, they will call you a pick-me-show for having
Ryan, they've called you that in the chat room numerous of times when you come on here.
Well, you know I don't care about what these hoes got to say.
But just for having a family and a husband and being a loving mother and holding yourself and doing what's best for you, you become a pygmisha. You know the situation is beyond repair when doing what's in the best interest of yourself and the best interest for your life makes you unacceptable to your own gender. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they can be held accountable. Maybe only when the police come and knock them out or when they get locked up, and then they make excuses.
Well, you can't hold black women accountable because in our community, that again, we got to go with the numbers again. 70% of women are raising kids. You get what I'm saying? The average black female has 2 to 3 kids. You get what I'm saying? And 70% of them are raising them by their self. We're talking about 0 to 18. So it's a dictatorship. You get what I'm saying? So you get raised up like that. And now with the society, y'all got to understand the way the system works. The system is designed now. Maybe 10 years ago, manual labor was the big deal. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, computer work, sitting behind a desk, point and click. And I always joke with my baby. You know what I'm saying? Because she worked at the FAA in Washington, D.C. You know what I'm saying? Secretary, you know what I'm saying? But she busting like $80-some thousand a year. She ain't gonna listen to shit I got to say. You get what I'm saying? She ain't got to listen to nothing that I got to say because all she got to do is go down there, even though she make that much money. You know what I'm saying? All she got to do is go down there and put my name and my social security down on her pocket and be like, you know what? I don't want to work with her Hustle Smart at all. I want y'all to take his money from her. And any of y'all black men out there thinking that just because you're giving her money that she can't go down there and put you on child support, I don't give a damn if you was giving her $30,000 a day. She still can go down there and put you on child support. She might not get as much money as she was getting, but she still will put you in the system. You show up, let your baby mama see you at the mall with a finer chick that's looking good in the same type of leggings she got on with the cartoon prints on them and shit. You know what I'm saying? She will be down there at that place with a minute, and she can jumpstart that thing up, and you will have to report. And if your ass don't report, they're gonna put a default order in on you, and they're gonna put a warrant out for you. You know what I'm saying? These chicks will set up.
They have to serve you first, right?
But yeah, what they have to serve you if you haven't already signed the birth certificate. See, once you sign the birth certificate, you're halfway in the door. You get what I'm saying? You already took some type of blame for it. That's how some of these men are paying for kids that ain't theirs because they signed the birth certificate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look.
Now, when you go to court, what I'm saying is, Dynas, in Georgia, they stopped it because a lot of the women in Georgia, somebody at the clerk office told these women, just give us any address. And so if the people sent the notice to that address and that address didn't come back, return to sender, they would automatically do your default. And I'm telling y'all, case in point, this happened to me. That a chick that I'm talking about, it had been like a year, 2 years since I messed with her. But the story that she told me is that when she went down there, she didn't have no idea. They told her to put down every guy name that they had sex with in the last.
Yeah, you went out, Sip Police. Guys, hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button.
More public.
Yeah.
Hey, but until his brother
I got home.
You went out. You cut out.
You keep cutting out.
Okay, I cut out. What about now?
Every guy's name that she, whatever, that's where you cut out.
Okay, every guy name that she put down on the paper, I was the one that didn't answer to the letter. So I got a default order put in. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about $800 a month. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here, I call her and she had to move to Oklahoma. So I had to go to downtown DeKalb County at the district attorney's office. You get what I'm saying? And straighten that shit out. And it was till she went down there and had to sign an affidavit. You get what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, this was when Sprint was popping, and Sprint kept all the phone numbers. I went and pulled up every phone number, everybody in Oklahoma. I called everybody in this goddamn tight box, tight mouth chick, because she was tight. Now I ain't gonna get it wrong, but what I'm saying is that she was like, she had to go down there and do it. And even when she signed the affidavit, they asked her, did I threaten her to do it? You get what I'm saying? That's the way that the system is set up. It is set up like that. So you know what I'm saying? These chicks know how the system works. They can use it against you. So unless you're willing to play simp daddy, if you're not gonna be no battle bot that's gonna kill for them, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't gonna give them free weed, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't gonna let them hang around you in the trap, you are an enemy to it. And one thing I do like these days, you know, how all these females they'll start turning against all these simps like T.I. The T.I. was one of the biggest components. Believe all women, support the black queen. Soon as he did that shit or whatever with his wife, them black women turned on his ass, ran him off, everything. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Off of something allegedly. They was looking for a reason to turn against you. That should show y'all that these females don't care. Right now, they have the social media. They have the loudest voice on social media. Black women. They have the biggest voice in the Democratic plantation. You get what I'm saying? And now they have these businesses and investment people are donating money specifically for black women. It is no type of business that's putting out any money that's saying, you know what, these are for black men. It's all black women, black women, black women.
Jeff Bezos just gave Van Jones $100 million to do whatever he
just gave. I don't know what he's gonna do with the $100
You can't say ain't nobody giving money for black men. Black men get the money, won't even use it for black men. But when I was,
ain't he married to a white woman?
Yeah, an Asian or something. But look at this.
They got divorced. He divorced the white woman.
She divorced his soft ass. But the thing is, you know, Asian women, they want a masculine man. But look, I mean, I understand there's women who abuse child support and all this stuff, right? But you have a lot of women who don't do that. But what is it on the men? Men want the biggest booty, the tight bod, all this stuff, which, let's be real, if she's super pretty and she's been in the hood, she's 30 and she ain't married, the box ain't all that tight, dog. Let's just be real. So the whole thing is like, we also have to change our appetite for women. You feel me? There are beautiful women with a good head on their shoulders who ain't trying to maliciously do nothing to you. But you know, they say the squeakiest bolt gets the oil. So the women who out here in public gyrating their ass and, you know, loud and, you know, they showing up cute, those are the ones black men are paying attention to. We don't go try to holler at the nurse. You know, you go to the ER, you know what I'm saying, you got hurt or something. You're not going to try to talk to that black nurse working on you. You're going to go try to talk to the chick that you met at the club or the chick that you met at the grocery store. You meet her at the grocery store, you don't even got the common sense to look in a damn basket to see what she's freaking buying, so you know she got common sense or not. I saw bro, we was in Food for Less. It's owned by Kroger, bro. We was in Food for Less. My boy was like, it was the first of the month. My boy was like, man, look at that girl. She's so bomb. She was very beautiful, Dynas. I looked in her box. I looked at her back.
She had the knockoff Cheerios, not the real Cheerios. The knockoff, with the knockoff Cheerios.
Bro, the whole basket was filled with just nothing but sugar products. Capri Suns, Tampico, sugary cereals, all that. So I walked up and I was like, before this dude even talked to her, I just asked her a simple question. I said, oh, you shopping for your kids or you shopping for like a little party? Because I saw cupcakes and all types of, oh no, just shopping for my kids. I was like, how many kids you got? She's like, oh, I got 2. I'm thinking, you got a welfare check and food stamps. You already know she's using food stamps. And this is what you're buying for your kids? I told my friend, that's all the time you need right there. She don't even give a shit about her own kids. Hell, so you know she ain't gonna care about you. So Black men need to use situational awareness, man. If you know the chick living in the hood, listen, women who are beautiful can get almost any man they want. Women have 1,000 dudes in their inbox a day. Since they were 15 years old, men have been wanting to bone them. Rich, poor, all that. If a woman is beautiful and 35 years old, living in the hood, and she and her baby daddy is still living, you know there's something wrong there. You know what I'm saying? Either she likes bums and getting pregnant by him, or she's messed up to where no good man can deal with her. So we got to do that, man. We got to literally start just having situational awareness. Stop worrying about it. The homies is like, oh, bro, she fine and all that stuff. Because if you go based on the character, like my wife, I said, oh, she comes from a 2-parent home. Oh, she's very motivated. She's very entrepreneurial. You know what I'm saying? She got that spirit. I said, that's great qualities. You know, I had a little bonquisha girlfriend when I met my wife, right? You know what I did? I called her ass, hey, we not together no more. Hung up in her face. Oh, yeah. Right,
But first of all, I mean, you know, I met you in argumentation and debate class. We've been arguing ever since. But
yeah, you got some sense.
I mean, I did tell you all the things that I wanted in life, and then yeah, you used to always come to the house, and we would just be talking out front. And then yeah, I guess you was scoping out the scene and see. Brandon used to always pop up on me, you guys. Like I'll be sitting there talking to my friend, he'll pop out the bushes. It would seem like he was always his eye was always sitting when I was doing.
Weirdo, Brandon. Brandon, you was a whole
Stalker.
I'll just be like, oh, you know. But this is before I started dating him. But you know, it was like that was just my friend. So just like, oh, okay, hey, what's up? You know.
Man,
and then, you know, when it got to
always got a bag of chips in his hand, acting like he just coming from the store or something.
No, never.
Look, I was
and if he did, he didn't ever show me that side. Like he would literally could have beat somebody up and then see me as if nothing happened. Like, hey, and I'm like, oh hi. And then his friends would come and tell me like, oh my gosh, this guy just threw somebody on the barbecue grill. Like what?
Look, Dynasty.
Yeah, he was
Which he did do that. He did do that.
In California, we gangbang on our college campuses. So I was too busy. I was too busy gangbanging, fighting Samoans, whooping niggas' butts and all that. And I ended up getting kicked out of the college that we went to together. You know what I'm saying? And so then, you know, my wife came, hey, she asked my best friend, where's he at? And then he like, yo, he got kicked out. And then so she reached out. I think you reached out or you told him to give me your number or something.
Where'd you go, Brandon? The gangbanging college in LA is El Camino. Where'd you go? El Camino?
No, we was in we were at Long Beach City College.
Long Beach City? Okay, that's the other one. El Camino, Long Beach City.
Hey, we was gangbanging, okay? They was like, oh, y'all start this club. We was like, this a gang. This ain't a club. But
yeah, remember they actually end up letting you back in. So you came back to class, but you was gone for a minute.
They let me back. Yeah, they had to just kick me out for a little bit. But I came back in because I was exonerated, found not guilty on all charges. But they said it was self-defense. It was self-defense. But the thing is, you're going to meet somebody who's probably a good candidate for you. But how many of, like, I had the little bonquisha or whatever, and a lot of dudes would be like, oh, she ghetto. You know, the ghetto girls, they got more freedom. You know what I'm saying? They could do more. They could come and hang up at your house till 12 and 3 o'clock in the morning because nobody give a shit about it. But I chose, well, that's the reality. But I chose the girl who daddy was like, look, you need to be home at this time, you know, even though she was like 20 years old. Because why? Structure, discipline, family, respect. You know what I'm saying? And I just saw, this is way better. This chick's mom is sleeping on a mattress on the floor, and this chick's parents, you know, their dad's rich. Like, that's an obvious choice. But a lot of times we pluck at the low-hanging fruit because we're able to do as much as we want to do at that moment. You know what I'm saying? We don't make the sacrifice for the long haul. So I called Bonquisha, and I was like, we done. She was like, I didn't wait for her to get the words out of her mouth. I just hung up in her face. For real. And then I think my wife had a boyfriend at that time, and she called him like, yo, we ain't together no more. She was actually dating a Nigerian dude, so that's probably why Nigerians don't like him. But
whatever. But yeah, I was. Yeah, it went just that quick too. I was like, and the funny thing is, I think all I did was oh no, take that back. This fool kissed me, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta break up with this nigga.
That's it. You know, I was smooth. Back then, Dynast. I was smooth. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if I kiss this chick, she about to try to change her whole life. Can you imagine that?
No, you got, man. When I tell you, I don't know. It makes me like all giggly and stuff. But you know when you really like somebody, but you didn't know you really liked them, and it was like this guy kissed me, and it was just like random as hell because he just spun me around. And it was like a little movie. He spun me around and then like kissed me, and I was just like, whoa. And then he just looked me dead in my eyes, and I was like, ain't nobody to this day, ain't nobody looked me dead in my eyes like that. I got lost, and then now look at me now.
You got lost in Brandy's eyes?
I got lost. Yeah.
Listen, Dynast, Long Beach dudes is different. Plus, she knew I beat up every dude at the college, so it was like, shoot, might as well. You feel me? Then she called her boyfriend, and he was so mad. The dude just see me on the campus, just look at me real dirty. I told my friends
because my ex will always be like, I don't want you hanging around those nerds. And I was
like, nerds.
And I was like, these are my friends. What are you talking about? He's like, nah, especially that one. And he was talking about Brandon.
Hey, listen, I told my friends if he move funny, jump him.
You know what? Hold on, Brandon. But let's be serious about something real quick. Now, you know, you and your wife, you know what I'm saying, with the snapback body, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, that's an anomaly. You get what I'm saying? That's the exception to the rule. That's that
chick.
That's that if for every bet. But you know what I'm saying? We all know that black men, you know, I know y'all ain't never heard this before, but I'm going to tell y'all, so I'm going to give y'all some game. Most black men will fuck anything that's moving. You know what I'm saying? I know.
You just got to know.
No, listen, Brandon. What I'm saying is that I don't been to I don't been to the Shark Bar. I don't been to all type of sports bars and 50-yard line of all this, man. My homeboys, when they get closing time, like they be on the hunt for the ugliest fine chick that they can meet. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going for the dimes. You know what I'm saying? They looking for the chick that look like a bow-legged crawfish in the face, but she fine as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what they looking for. And when I talk to him the next day, man, you know what I'm saying? And I be like, man, did you go raw dog on it? My homeboy's like, man, she pulled out a rubber and I slapped it out of her hand and she didn't pick it back up. And so that's how it went. Like these are grown men. So we talking about raw dogging chicks on the first date. And I'm telling y'all, and I can only speak on Atlanta. A lot of chicks go to Atlanta in Ubers and Lyfts. You know what I'm saying? If you dance with them enough and feed them a couple of, you know what I'm saying, Hennessy's, then drop them down to some Crown Royal, man, they will go home with you in a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? They be looking for somebody to take them home because most of them don't want to get back to their kids. They got a babysitter for the night. They don't pay their mama. $20 or $30. You know what I'm saying? So they got a babysitter for the night. They don't want to go home because at the end of the day, a lot of women see when they go all over Atlanta. I don't care where you go in Atlanta, it's always more women than it is men. And for the right selection of men, they just like wolves, just snatching them up at the end of the night, and they raw dogging them. I'm talking about, man. I went to my homeboy house. Wait, hold on. Then I got to tell you that one, man. I went to my homeboy house the next day, and I came in there, and the chick was sitting there eating some Doritos and hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? Some Doritos with hot sauce. And I'm like, bro, this the same chick that you met at the club? He's like, yeah, this the last part. She didn't have a wig. She had got comfortable real quick. She had took a wig off. She was taking down her braids. You know what I'm saying? And what did she have? Because I started calling her Eric Dickerson. Oh, she had one of those nose strips on her nose. You get what I'm saying? She had like sinuses or problem. So she had one of them breathers. Yeah. And when I saw her, like, goddamn, she looked like Eric Dickerson, showed it. I like, boy, you don't banged up Eric Dickerson. And you know what I'm saying? But this is this. But no, she had glasses. She had on some glasses. She looked like Eric Dickerson. But when she stood up, she had that small waist with that grizzly bear booty. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about it was a bubble. I'm talking about it was a bubble-licious bubble. You know what I'm saying? And that's what got him. But I'm talking about in the face, she looked like Eric Dickerson, dog. Straight up in the face.
Hey, Hustle Park, one thing I want to tell you about back in those days, right? Because I can't just let you put it on the female. Because, okay, me, I never walked into a bar until I was 30 years old, right? Never. Never went into a strip club till I was 30. You know what I'm saying? I was gangbanging, I was from the hood, I was in the streets. But I never went to those type of places. Even though I was in the hood and all that, I still was just a classy dude. I went to very nice restaurants, we go Mastros and all that type of stuff. And it really influenced the caliber of females that I encountered in this process, right? So like, I met my wife on a college campus. That's a big step up too, because, and it wasn't the hood ass PCC hood campus, it was the LACC, where it was a lot of white folks and they got some sense. And then I just didn't stay in those areas. So when a woman go to a bar, bro, she trying to do the same thing the dudes is trying to do, not strike out. She got one night away from her kids, and so she want to get some too. They got emotions. She 30.
True.
So, you know, she already at that point where she can get a box up and not develop emotional attachments at least once or twice, right? So it's just like, you are the company you keep. You feel me? Why go to a bar, meet a chick at the bar, and get mad because the chick is being what 99% of the chicks at bars and the dudes at bars are? The dude hoeing too. The dude out there slapping condoms out of chicks' hands, but then complains about the woman. He's no better than a woman who go find a pookie. Like, Dynas, you knew this back in the day. We'll have girls, right? We be in the hood and whatnot. And it'll be chicks hanging around the hood every day. You'll be like, she ain't from Long Beach. What's she doing over here? Oh, she live in Riverside. She live in some rich area of California, but she drives to the hood every day just to hang out with the homies. Dynas, you know women like that, right?
Right.
Okay. But then she gets knocked up by a gangbanger who's a bum and don't want to take care of his kids. Now she complaining. You're going to that place to meet those type of people. So I'm just going to say, like I said with black men, change your surroundings. Go and associate yourself with better people, and I guarantee your situation will be better, because every dude I know who has a good marriage, it's very rarely you'll meet a dude out of hood rat, and once he made her a wife, she got straight and did her thing. But 90% of the dudes with successful marriages, like my uncle and his wife, they've been married like 20-something years. My uncle was working for the refuse department. He was a trash truck driver for Long Beach. His wife worked for the Long Beach Police Department. And they went to some city shindig, and everybody's invited. He met her there. Now, trash truck drivers in Long Beach make damn near more than police officers, right? So they came together like butt cheeks, got married, bought a house, raised a family. But guess what? Before that, he was messing around with thoughts. He was in the bar and all this stuff. But when he saw that good woman, and he saw that woman in that respectable position, and she was carrying herself like a respectable woman, he dived on it. We'll pass up a chick like that because we might not be able to hit it that night. But if you're a real player like me, you're going to hit it that night anyway. You feel me? I ain't going to try to tell y'all to be something y'all not. But you just got to do better, man. There's a black woman named Priscilla. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. She works downtown Long Beach at this building. It's the Citibank building, 249 Ocean. Beautiful secretary. I'm talking about Dynast. She's a 10, top to bottom.
Right.
Man, this girl I would come in there all the time because I was doing some stuff with the lawyers office there. When I tell you that this woman asked me out on a date for Thai food and I had to tell her I'm married, they out here, bro. They're out here. But we too busy at Magic City. We too busy at Ray's Boom Boom Room. Trying to be lucky, trying to roll the dice. And then we get what we want, and now we complain. So Hustle Smart, I just had to simp a little bit. I had to go push that for you just to make it interesting. But you know these dudes be out here lurking in the dark corners of the galaxy, looking for. Come on, we all been there. We all out been rolling out late night, hoping we find a straggler. We all been there. I'm exempt from that. But at the end of the day, you got to know when to keep them, and you got to know when to fold them. It's like poker, dude. And you got to do catch and release. I snapped that, I wrapped it up, and I threw her back and didn't answer her phone calls for the rest of the day. Because when I left out to get some water and came back in the room, you know what I'm saying? The chick was pulling Cheetos out of her purse, eating them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know it's some hood stuff, right? I've had girls you on top of them. There's girls who will coach you not to use a condom, right? I've had that. We all have. That's when you know, man, this chick is doing this to every dude. What about me is so special? But black men, we're so egotistical. We always think we're something special. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like that Nigerian who my wife done. He thought he was something special until my wife got the OG call, and I was like, that's got to be, until she met a suave, fat dude who knew how to handle it, who knew how to look at her and talk to her in a certain kind of way. And the dude was in a relationship, and 2 minutes later, he wasn't in a relationship. Why? Because the dude, he was not like strong in the force when it comes to being a man. And when you out at bars and all that, you're really disrespecting yourself, and you get the results of that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on the women. They can do whatever they want because they're not accountable for nothing anyway. But with the men, bro, we be settling for some bottom feeders and then wondering why they act like bottom feeders. Like, let the other dudes have all those little broke little hood rats. You go for the unattainable, the one who look like, dang, ain't nobody gonna get her. Because most of those chicks who are really beautiful and smart and educated, they have a problem with men being intimidated by them. So men don't even talk to them. So you're going to be the one to talk to her. And next thing, Dynast, you ever seen an ugly dude with a bomb-ass girl who's smart and educated and working?
Right.
He was the one brave enough to talk to her. Because all the good-looking dudes was like, oh, man, she looks stuck up. Oh, man, she this and she that. Yep. So you just got to shoot your shot with the best. You aim for the stars, and if you miss, you'll land on the cloud. But if you
go ahead.
Aim for the prize, you miss, you'll land on the house.
I'm ready to say that again, Brandon. Brandon, say that again.
Go ahead, Brandon. Say it again.
I said, if you aim for the stars, if you miss, you'll land on a cloud. If you aim for the projects, if you miss, you're going to land in a crack house.
And see, you know what? That's perfect. Cause that's setting me up right where I'm finna go at right now. You get what I'm saying? Because people always think I'm the party pooper. They just like, oh, Hustle Smart. He just interrupt Brandon love story because y'all like that fake facade shit. You know what I'm saying? See what worked for Brandon, because Brandon was in the right place at the right time. He was the right person, and his wife was the right chick. That's just all that it was. That just like stroke a, that's lightning striking. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't happen that much. You know what I'm saying? All I know is that the ghetto the chick is, the closer you're gonna get the porno style sex. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's
You're not gonna.
true.
No,
That's
Brandon,
Bro,
the ghetto. Hold on, let me finish.
I had 3 kids, bro, and did not know what to do during sex, bro.
But this is what I'm saying now. See, most of the time, Brandon, when you got a ghetto chick, you know what I'm saying, 9 out of 10, she's a pop pills, she's a goddamn drink, or she's on them great swishers on that gas. See, what I'm saying is, even if she's not naturally like that, what I'm saying is that most chicks from the ghetto is on one of those 3 type of drugs. They either on powder, they on that booger sugar, they either on them pills, they either drink, and they definitely smoke. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you're gonna get that type of whatever. A chick that's working or whatever, you're not gonna get that. So I'm on your side now. I'm on your side though. After the dudes that done ran into a few of them, but I'm telling you, the easiest pussy in the world is from a ghetto chick, and you can go to you get you $40. Well, you get you $20 worth of weed, $10 of cheap liquor, and a couple of beans. And you can make a movie, you know what I'm saying? Now I have females that, I get to know them a little bit. They'll let me record them. But these ghetto chicks I meet in the sports bar, they'll be like, turn on the laptop. You know what I'm saying? Let's watch each other do it. Let's watch a porno while we do it. What I'm saying is that when you're looking for something on a one night stand type of deal, those are what men are looking for. When men go to these bars and clubs, they're not looking for Ivana. They're looking for Tawana. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for something that they can go down the splash of belly. You know what I'm saying? All night. They're not looking for that. The only part that we get up as men is that, you know what I'm saying, these women are letting you raw dog them and they ain't making you pull out. You know what I'm saying? Like these females, if you don't pull out, they ain't saying nothing. They're going to be laying down with their legs spread eagle. You know what I'm saying? Don't care. Because I never forget, man, I had this chick. She was from Alabama. And the only thing she told me after I met her at the bar, she was like, I'm just trying to tell you, everything still work over here. And if I get pregnant, I'm having it. I just met this chick at the bar. You know what I'm saying? Now, hold on. Now, I did raw dog off the rip. You know what I'm saying? but I'm just saying. So I'm speaking from experience. I'm gonna go ahead and tell the whole story. Man, she looked at like Carrie Hilson, but she had the hairstyle like. She had that hairstyle like Remy Ma with the blonde in the front, and so we was going to the strip club. We was going to the one over there on Ponce de Leon. I forgot the name of it that quick. The one across the street from the train station. But she was talking to some of her friends, and they ain't had got that yet. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get this bitch right here. So I'm like, okay. I said, you hold my weed. I said, can you sneak my weed in and I'll pay your way in? Because they don't search women like that. You know what I'm saying? She just put it in her bra and we went in the club. You know what I'm saying? So her friends got there a little late. By that time, I'm buying drinks. I'm popping, we popping bottles and all type of shit. So then, I start seeing that she like women. So instead of me getting a lap dance, I started giving her a lap dance. And so then she was like, well, you know what? I got a room with my homegirls. She like, I don't really want to go there. I like, well, shit, we can get some Waffle House to go. We can get some Waffle House to go, and we can go back to my house. Hey, man, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna go ahead and tell the whole story. On my mama's grave, dog. She had a white Honda Civic. I got a black RX Charger. You know what I'm saying? I ate the pussy in the parking lot, dog. I just on my mama's grave, dog. Straight out the strip club. Straight out the strip club. It was like nasty as hell, man. Because my auntie, she worked at MARTA, so I let her leave her car over there. You know what I'm saying? We parked the car over there at the MARTA station, You know what I'm saying? And then at the monitor, and then jumped in my car, and I swear I leave. You know, I got electric seats, you know, leather, you know, and not that close shit. I ate a pussy right there in the parking lot, and then she slurped me up, and then we rolled around, and she like, we got to do it right now. She jumped out behind a trash can and peed, and then I banged her up in the back seat, and then I took her home, and I raw dog her again. And I think I like hit her in the living room. Then at that point at the house I was staying in, it was like upstairs. And then I hit her upstairs and I skeeted in her like twice. And she just woke up the next day and she said, look, she like, everything still work on me. You know what I'm saying? And if I had a baby, I'm gonna have it. So I'm sitting here plotting like, how can I do a Ray Caruth now? You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there like, I'm sitting there talking crazy, man, because I'm replaying everything that I did. You know what I'm saying? Still got the goddamn Coot the Kente smell on my lips and everything while I'm in the shower. So I'm sitting there thinking like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to go down to Alabama and knock her off because I'm not, you know, I'm just not with it. But think about it like this though. This how I thought after the fact. You know what I'm saying? So at the time of, you got liquor, you got weed, and you got X pills, and I was eating pussy out there in the parking lot at the strip club. You get what I'm saying? At the strip club. You know what I'm saying? And took her home and raw dog the toilet after she peed behind the trash can like a stray dog. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was the sexiest thing in the world. She had the little blonde bang right there in the front, you know, like Remy Ma. I was like, yes. Everything she like Didas, it was nothing that she could do wrong. You know what I'm saying? She's like, can you give me some napkins? And of course, you know, me being from Zone 6, I got a lot of McDonald's napkins in the glove compartment. You know what I'm saying? So I gave her some of the McDonald's napkins, and then we just right there in the parking lot. We was on our way out the apartments, and I thought, you know, she told me to pull in there, and we banged her up right there. And I'm telling you, when I went to the house, I skeeted in her twice. Now, I never seen her again after that day. So just in case, if you out there, you know what I'm saying, you know, wait 18 years. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I am a professional dude now. You get what I'm saying? But my story is not different from a lot of black men. Sometimes you just meet that type of women. And let me tell you something, y'all. I was in love with Carrie Hilson. After that song, like Pretty Girl Rock, I was in love. You know what I'm saying? So then I seen a girl that looked just like her, Dynast. She was my fantasy girl. And if she had it, I wanted. She could have had 24 diseases, you know, uncurable, and 3 STDs that I could have got a shot for. Guess what? I was eating it out there in the parking lot. And I ain't talking about for no 5 or 10 minutes. I had no care because I got 2 15s in the trunk. I mean, I had the music going and everything, vibrating and everything. Just slum. Just slum as fuck. Because
hey, Hustle Smart. I bet she just laid there like a dead fish when you was boning her too.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. She had them pills in her system. She had that good gas in her system, and she had that cheap liquor in her system. She was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you,
Dynast, we've all had those chicks. You think, oh, it's gonna be the most amazing shit ever. She talk a good game, and then you get down to the act, and she talk about, oh, baby, hold on, wait a second, I hurt. You know, she's stiff at the board. Hey, the chick, you think you playing Ouija board with the chick because she's so damn stiff. You think she's just gonna start levitating? Like, I'm telling you, man, them church girls, them shelter girls, they just study porn, man. And when they finally get the chance, the nerdiest chicks, man, they will just unleash on you, dude. They will have you curled up in a corner, dude. Like, listen.
Hey, let me interject this real quick. Hey, Dynast, once I saw how she arched her back and she peed behind that trash can, I knew it was going to be a special night. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was going to be so special.
Hey, the sad part is, every man has had that primal moment where he got turned on by some just some just nasty stuff, like some ridiculous stuff. We're men at the end of the day, and certain things that shouldn't even turn you on will turn you on. You be like, oh my God, you know. But it's just like me. I've had those moments, but I probably would have got her a morning after pill. Like, I probably would have slipped it in her drink in the morning. Hey, baby, you want some orange juice? It tastes funny. Don't worry about how it tastes. Just drink the damn juice. You know, but it's like we get ourselves in these situations, but then we complain. So, like, my thing is, you know, just do as much as you can to control the situation, or you're going to have to be brainwashing this chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so she don't have that baby. But, you know, Hustle Smart, you didn't, everything you told us was no surprise, because we hear the way you talk about child support. We know you didn't make ill-advised decisions in your lifetime. But, nah, seriously, man, it's just so much to being, you know, a father, a husband, all that stuff. You know, it's like, me, I have my experiences and my stories, but, you know, even my wife get on here and tell her little story. It's like, when you're a real man, your wife will always be in love with you. She could divorce you. She's still going to be in love with you. She will be so enamored by you that she wouldn't even think to do nothing wrong to you. And I just be telling dudes, you just did not have the proper mind control over your woman. You just did not keep her in that state that she was in when she first met you. And that's not really hard to do, because people, Black people especially, we love romanticizing the past. So if you give her some actual romance, you can actually do anything, and she'll always revert back to that. You know, women stay in a relationship for the memories, the good times. You know what I'm saying? And if you just water that seed and water that plant every now and then, and, you know, just do certain things like hug your wife, kiss her, you know, grab her butt every now and then, and, you know, take her to an old spot, you know what I'm saying, that y'all used to go to, hang out, whatever. Sometimes you still got to go have sex in the car in the parking lot and shit. Sometimes you got to just do stuff like that just to keep her in that mode. Like, dang, now I see why I fell in love with this dude. You know, this dude is still, you know, he's still the same old, you know, same old dirty dog. He still want to beat it up in the parking lot. But a lot of dudes, we just get boring. We get comfortable. We get to the point where we just start taking them for granted. And a woman wants to be occupied. She wants her, you gotta keep her attention. I don't care what you say and how down for her you was. If you don't keep her attention, you're gonna end up like that Nigerian dude, man. That dude was just, 1 minute he was in a relationship, next minute he was single. And then for the rest of his college life, he had to walk around looking at his girl with a real one. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude was all, he was in shaving, 6-pack. He looked like Giannis Antetokounmpo, 6-pack. And he used to be in the gym working out, but you lost your girl, dude. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you just didn't have it. Some people got it, some people don't. But man, yeah. So the daddy of the thing who got shot, that dude just did not have the right idea of being a man, a husband, and a father. The little twerk girls, you know what I'm saying? I just blame the parents, man. The parents, you know, some people said, oh, the parents, what if they did everything they could? You know what? If you did everything you could and you know your kid is still going a bad trajectory, just disown them ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Just get them out of your vicinity ahead of time. I had a friend, him and his brother, all they want to do is sit around and smoke weed. Very talented dudes who could sing. You know, their mom was a music teacher, taught them how to sing and stuff. Mom told them, I gave y'all a skill, y'all could go out. The mom used to go give them lists of gigs they could do. It's like, I didn't know you could make a lot of money singing without being famous. You could sing at weddings, you can go to clubs that ain't got no entertainment and sing. You go all over the country and make $100,000 a year. The mom set them up. She was very connected in the music industry as a songwriter and all that. She set them up. They just want to sit around smoking weed all day. Do you know the mom got up on them one day, moved, married a dude, and pretty much she don't even answer their phone call. She'll call them on their birthday. I love you. Happy birthday. They don't know where she live or nothing. Why? Because she realized these dudes were going down a bad path, and she separated herself from them. So everybody out there, don't be afraid to kick the kids to the curb if you realize you just raised a bad seed, man. Just Because maybe when you do that, it'll teach them the ultimate lesson that they needed to learn, and they'll straighten themselves out. So
All right,
let me ask her.
Hold on 1 second. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out. Send police. Go ahead. What you got to say in closing?
Let me answer this question for a couple of people in the chat. A lot of people in the chat was asking about that strip club episode. They were asking, did she have on underwear? No, she did not. She didn't have on underwear or drawers. I mean, underwear or bra. When we got to the door, when I seen her, you know, I could tell she didn't have on no bra. That's when I gave her the weed. You know what I'm saying? I gave her the weed to put up under her breast, because you know if a female don't have on a bra, the men ain't gonna rub up to no female bra. And so when we got in the car, the only thing I left out the thing was that I asked her once she dropped the car off, you know what I'm saying, and she ran back, I could, you know, she had on one of those like pencil skirts or whatever, and she was like, it started raising up, and so then I just asked her, was she spontaneous, and she was like, yeah, and you know, I just went to third base in that box, but she did not have on no drawers, and she did not have on a bra. And when we got to the house, you know what I'm saying, she took a shower, and then she put on my Houston Rockets jersey. I never forget her. and the last question was, it was my Yamin jersey, a collectible, Dinas, a collectible. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody was asking, like, did she stand up straight and pee, or did she bend over? No, it was right there. You know them big BFI trash, we call them BFI where I'm from, with the big trash can for the thing. She like propped her leg up on something, and she arched her back end to the point that it looked like her ribs was broke. And I'm telling y'all that when she started peeing, she had her head down, and she looked me dead in the eye, and she started shaking, and I was like, I love you.
Damn. Damn.
All right, Brandon. What you want to say in closing, bro?
Hey, man, look, black folks. See, now this is what I tell you about black people. You can't blame us for everything, because we are just incredibly naive, man. Like, you got women, 5 kids, don't know how to have sex, man. I'm telling you the truth. You got people who listen to Hustle Smart Story, and in 2 seconds, Dinas, we knew the chick didn't have no panties on. You got people, did she have underwear on? She knew that already. That's called situational awareness. What's the situation? Based on the situation, you can deduce what was and what wasn't, and what happened and what didn't, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we got to get situational awareness. We can't be walking around as gullible and innocent as we are, but trying to make people think we know everything, right? You can't be out here busting it up. Look, you can't be out here busting it open for every dude running around having 4 or 5 kids. Then you get a husband, or you trying to find a husband, and you don't even know how to pleasure a man, right? And that's real. Dinas, am I lying or am I telling the truth?
You're right. Yeah.
Because a man, especially at this age, you don't know what you're doing. He's not gonna call you back. Period. You done. So that's what we're dealing with. A lot of people who move way too fast before it was time, and now they're out here with the mind of a teenager, but the body of a 37-year-old woman or man. Right. And now because when you're in this age range, you're dealing with people who have relationships already, people who maybe was married and got divorced, so they're very experienced. And what you end up being, you just end up being like a rent-a-car. Dude, I was married to a woman who had my toes curling for 10 years. Now I went out and met this little thought at the bar. She got 2 kids. I get up in the room with her, and she's stiff. She light as a feather, stiff as a board, dude. Oh my God. And you think I'm about to wife that up, marry that? Like, nobody's attracted to that. So I'm trying to tell you, like, we got to be logical with what we're doing. It's a lot of illogical people running around, a lot of reactionary people, a lot of people like Hustle Smart. You tell them it's doo-doo. on the grass and he still walk through the grass and scream when he step in it. You know what I'm saying? What the hell? You can warn him. But man, ultimately these videos are teachable moments, man. And we like to have fun on here. So we know a lot of y'all take stuff to the heart. Oh, this is immature and stuff. But you know, hit dog gonna holler, man. So you better start doing yoga and Pilates and watching some adult videos, because if you're 37 talking about I'm celibate for 2 years, all you're doing is you're increasing the opportunity that you're gonna die alone. Okay, so get out there and do what you got to do. Men, don't be out here letting your ego be attached to women's vaginas, whether it's your daughter, your wife, none of that, because you know you might die, but you know they will live to bone someone else who is not you. So just use common sense and situational awareness. Sorry for the people who died. I wish they would have made better choices, because there's always a choice, no matter what, and that's it.
Everyone, thank you so much.
We just need to stop lying to each other. Oh, my fault, Dinah. We just need to stop lying about our lifestyle, trying to make it like we're the perfect. We're perfect, and therefore we hold that against people that's trying to lead and trying to conduct business. Dinah's is a realtor. You get what I'm saying? But somebody will, as black, we look for any reason not to support. So you have some people that might want to do business with Dinah's, be like, oh, you know, so he's not married, and you know, I'm a Christian, and you know, can't do business with that. But we'll do business with a white person that'll smile right in your face. But as black people, we try to hold each other to a high standard just to do business with them. We don't look for a reason not to do business with the oppressor, but we look for a reason to not do business with people that look like us. I'm sorry about that, Dinus. I had to put that out there, man.
Hey, Dinus, real quick, just 2 seconds. Just what Hustle Smart was saying is true. I knew an Indian dude who was on To Catch a Predator, bro. Nationally syndicated. Got busted trying to meet up with an 11-year-old girl. This dude had a store in, there's a city called Artesia right here by.
I know.
This dude had a store in that city. Do you know that people still were shopping at this dude's store, buying for him, and this dude was on To Catch a Predator, and everyone knew. And it was like, no one cared. So it's like, you know, and he has a store, and it's black people that live around there in like Bellflower and stuff. It's right on the border of Bellflower and Lakewood or something. Black people still going in there shopping with him. Hey, what's up, buddy? And all that stuff. We're just hypocritical sometimes. So we got to give our people the same, you know, treatment as we give everybody else. Not saying you should support a pedophile, but at least be consistent, you know. But that's
Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family, Dinah's Amir Search for Huru.
We go.